So I have this question that I have to answer, and it's why did I choose to become a teacher? I would love to say that I have just one big answer for that, but that would be a lie because my experience, they have taken me to this point. So first of all, I remember when I was like 7 years old and I had this teacher. I'm not going to say her name, but she was really mean to me. She used to yell at me a lot, and she was actually mad because I used to read a lot, and I still can get it. I mean, how can you be mad with someone who is just trying to learn in other ways? I tried to pay attention more than once, but at the end of the day, when someone is screaming at you and telling you that you don't worth nothing, it's hard for you, most when you are young, because your mind, like, it's like it's closed when someone is that bad with you. Later, I was in high school. I can't remember like my exact age, but I had this teacher. I used to be really, I was the tough teenager. I was not an easy person, but she was that kind and sweet teacher that you had in high school. She was always trying to help me, and she made me feel that I was not a number. I was not just a number on the list. And by that point, I told myself, like, okay, you just met your first disappointment in the world of schools. That was my first teacher. But now you just have met this wonderful person who looks at you and is seeing a human being. She's not always looking at you, but she looks when it's necessary. She knew that I had like problems in my home. My parents used to fight a lot. Most of the fights were physical. And I know that she was the only one who saw that. And there were many signs, like in my body and in my way to confront things. But she was the only teacher who saw that. The other ones were just aware of his own subject, and they only wanted to provide information and nothing else, and that was so sad to me. And when I finished high school, it was like, okay, I have to choose something. But what can you choose when you are 7 or 18 years old? You don't have any idea of the world. Anyway, I started to think, how could I make another lives less miserable? And I looked at my own life, and I realized that I was always suffering in school, that I had this wonderful teacher in one hand and these other ones teachers that were not bad except for the first teacher, but they were not aware of us as students. They were not conscious of us like more than just a number, more than just a thing that you just have to put a lot of information in and just hope for the best. You are creating and raising human beings, because even though you're not a parent, you are there for them most of the time. So I was like, okay, I have to do something, because if I study this, there is going to be a point of my life when I'm going to find a person just like me when I was younger. And I wanted to be there for that person. I wanted to think about my future students as human beings. And I'm still believing that. What I want for my future is to go inside of a classroom and look at my students. I provide information. I know that I have to do that. But I also want to make them feel like they're in home. I want to make them feel like they can trust me and they can trust each other. There are more than numbers. And that was a thing that they never told me. You are just more than a number. When I realized all of the things that I just said, I was like, okay, I have to do it. And I talked to my parents, and they were like, no, you have so much potential, you should study, I don't know, nursing or something like that. And I was like, no, I have to do this. And I have to use English as a key for them, for my future students. Because if you think about it, language, it doesn't matter which one, but language, Spanish, English, Chinese, whatever, connect people. It doesn't matter where you are, if you are speaking with someone, if you are providing your own ideas and talking about your feelings or talking about your past and your future, you are just connecting with other people. And that's what I wanted to make them feel, to my future students. So I think that's my contribution for them. Make them feel like there are more than a number, that they can communicate with English and they can be wonderful people with many ideas in their heads and with all these feelings in their hearts, and they can express them not only in their natural and language, they can do it in other ways. They have a lot of ways to say I love you. They have te amo and they have I love you. So I wanted to make them feel like they're in home and they can communicate, and that together we can make great things. That's what I want for my future and for their future.